have to have the heart to kill someone.
Brawlers, man, straight brawlers.
We are living in fear. We've been forced to live in fear.
Everyone that's on Melbourne streets is our targets.
They've declared war on the state.
They
will feel the full force of the law.
get in there.
We're not going to cop this.
The cop tonight.
The police, they can't stop us.
We'll deal with them.
How am I still standing here? All this bad shit I've done, how am I still standing here?
What we're showing you is Melbourne today.
Go there to punch on.
A city hijacked by drunks, thugs and gangs.
We don't want them in the city.
Thuggish, moronic, unacceptable behaviour.
To them, life is cheap. Your life if you happen to be in their way.
Everybody is at risk.
They're the suburban terrorists of today.
It's war. Now join the men who are determined to reclaim the streets and pull the punks back into line.
Too many have lost their lives and are going to lose their lives if we continue to bury our heads in the sand.
The people of Melbourne are mad as hell.
And we're not going to take it anymore.
What was once known as Australia's most livable city is now known as Stab City.
And I think that's a blight on the town. It's a blight on the state. And I'm damned if I'm going to let Victoria wear that tag.
Steve Medcraft is a self-appointed watchdog for victims' rights.
I continually get called a redneck vigilante.
I see it on the street. I see it every day.
Les Twentyman has been a youth worker for over 30 years.
And I've been personally stabbed twice myself and had a shotgun put to the head.
Both men have never seen Melbourne so violent, and they won't rest until the streets are safe.
Some weekends in Melbourne, you could have up to 15 stabbings. In a lot of cases, they're not reported to police because they don't get involved. It's only when there's a fatality.
That's a knife. Oh my God, he stabbed him.
They keep telling us we live in the safest city in Australia, but obviously they don't come out at 4 o'clock in the morning and see the results of what violence can do.
Victorian Premier John Brumby, do you think the streets are safe?
Well, statistically, like if you look at the facts of it, Melbourne is safer than any other capital city in Australia and safer than most comparable cities of our size anywhere in the world.
They'll tell you that crime's come down. Well, maybe shoplifting and burns from cars has.
We got stabbed.
But assaults with weapons has gone up, you know, and that's very, very alarming.
Oh, someone jump here, did they?
King Street, Melbourne. This is the hotbed of violence in the city.
Would you walk down King Street at 4 a.m?
Oh,
Friday, Saturday night?
No, I wouldn't, no.
I'm not saying that every part of Melbourne is a no-go zone, but there are pockets that are no-go zones, and they're increasing in size.
This graphic security vision shows one of the most recent gang attacks outside a popular inner-city nightclub.
They just went berserk. Those guys just went crazy over, we're not too sure, they're throwing bottles at us, the whole lot.
This bloke here belted one of the bouncers over there with a stubby.
We locked up, I think, 5 or 6 from that.
I told you to check me before. You checked me twice already.
There are some parts of the city which are more at risk than others, and again, that's why we've put extra police into those areas.
Oh, we were there within a couple of minutes and we sorted it all out pretty smartly.
A police presence isn't enough to keep the thugs at bay.
This is what we use. This is what I knock people out with.
These packs of terrifying teenagers are a bad dream come true. How many people have you bashed?
I can't say. I don't know. I'm dead set. I don't know.
From the suburb of Broadmeadows, they call themselves the Broady Boys.
When we walk in the city, they know where we're from.
Just 10 minutes away, the Coburg Boys rule their respective suburb.
At the end of the day, there's probably, 20 groups to every suburb. You can't stop all of them.
We've had politicians and police in this state tell us there's no such thing as gangs. I don't think there's a gang problem, but there's an attitude problem that some people have. When you're sitting in the castle giving orders and you're home at night without having to worry about someone bashing you, of course it's going to be rosy.
You're a member of Broadmeadows.
Yeah.
Are there gangs in Broadmeadows?
I've never seen any, no.
Do you consider yourselves to be a gang?
We are. We're from Broady Boys. We've been around for 30 years.
We've been out to Broadmeadows and we've filmed some of these guys out there, and they're pretty scary. I mean, they call themselves a gang.
You asked me had I met a gang. I haven't, right? So, honest answer, I haven't.
Don't we look like a gang? You haven't seen us before? You'll see my face around soon.
But I can just say to those people, they're not welcome
in our suburbs if they behave like that.
How often do you go in the city and cause mayhem?
Every weekend, every Saturday night, Friday night, tonight.
The city's just not bad. It's full of them. Full of easy targets.
Whether it's a girl, whether it's a boy, whether it's a dad. Start carrying their hitting. Just carrying their hitting.
They'll go out and they'll hit you for no reason.
You see the fear in their eye? You know they're going down. Now if they stand back up, you stand more up.
And if anyone else dares to stand up to them, it's on.
I'll look at them straight in the eye, alright, and I'll tell them, I'm going to knock you out.
You're on top of him, you're laying into him, you're laying into him.
Just brazen violence.
When you cop a punch, it revs you up. You feel like Terminator.
When was the last time you knocked someone out?
Yesterday, when I was on the phone with you. Or 2 minutes later, when I was on the phone with you.
When was the last time you stabbed someone?
About 2 months ago. I'm going to stab him, what's it called, a slice stick. With a machete, which is about 10 inches wide.
Some young people